We just couldn't shed the gusty winds across the valley today. Still peaking over 45 miles per hour and a 51 mile per hour gust today in the Grand Forks area. Some of these occurring during the overnight hours, and overnight some snow fell. And for some of us, the blizzard-like conditions and the zero visibilities came overnight and very early today. Hey, we continue to see bands of snow working their way through, and take a look at the tower cam time lapse. When they do come through, the visibility even in town reduces dramatically. So when you get into open country, those roads are still very icy as they are in town, and the visibility dangerously low at times, and has caused numerous accidents. Again, a no travel advisory in northeast North Dakota right now from Grand Forks points north. Rough travel, even northern Barnes County, rough travel. Light snow reported right now as you see reduced visibility once again in the FM. 13 on the thermometer. Winds still gusting straight out of the north at 30 miles per hour. We have a little better visibility at the time being in Grand Forks, but light snow is reported. Feels like 10 below with 40-mile-an-hour winds. In the Northern Valley, 12 on the thermometer in Langdon, 10. Roseau, 10s for Detroit Lakes, as well as Fergus Falls. Look at this. Oaks, 25. It's sweating there. And 8 in Bemidji. Now, when we factor in all these gusts that we have currently, we still have gusts over 30 to 40 miles per hour right through the Red River Valley, through Lakes Country. So any of this light, fluffy, cold snow is going to blow and drift and reduce visibilities. Gwinner, your gusts are approaching 30 miles per hour. So reduced visibility being reported up and down the valley. At times, it's lower than a mile. And here's a look at these really snow streets. They kind of line up in these avenues and they oscillate back and forth over the area, and they've been like that all day. So periods of light snow continuing into the evening hours along this boundary between bitter cold air up here in northern Minnesota and much milder temperature air out to the west. There's a few snow showers out there. Blizzard warning in southern Minnesota and Iowa as a lot more snow on the ground to blow around there, even though it's not showing up as much of a big deal on the radar. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast tonight. If you're heading out again, reduced visibility, kind of dangerous travel, especially in open country. If you can avoid travel, it's probably best to do so, even though there's no warnings. Temperatures slipping into the single digits by 10 o'clock already in Minnesota. We'll have some breaks in the clouds and we'll have some brutally cold temperatures, but the wind stays pretty strong during the overnight, so I'm expecting readings between 0 and about 10 below in portions of northwest Minnesota, where there's a little deeper snow, maybe near Crookston and those areas. Maybe you get a little colder, maybe even 12 below 0. Wind chills first thing in the morning for those bus riders will be pretty brutal. We're talking 20 to 35 below 0. As we go through the midday hours, we rise temperatures into the single digits and teens, but notice out to the west things are much, much warmer, and that's where some clouds will push their way in late in the day. Afternoon temperatures peaking only in the teens and single digits for most of the region until late. Look at this. A warm front starts pushing in, and that means snow. The Devil's Lake Basin by 10 o'clock, the James River Valley by 10 o'clock, Ellendale and Lemoore by 10 o'clock. A chance for flaky weather pushing in overnight. That pushes into the Red River Valley. It will mainly be a Red River Valley and west system. 1 to 3 inches of snow certainly possible. Hour-by-hour forecast tonight, slipping into the single digits, still windy all night long, and then the gusty nature does decrease towards morning. Temperatures near 0, rising only into the lower teens for Fargo, single digits northwest Minnesota. To the south and west is where we'll continue to see the warmer weather, but that's where the clouds and the reduced visibilities will be a problem. There's Highway 1 once again. Sandy, thanks for sharing your shot. Here's a look at the planning forecast. Wednesday, another shot of that snow, mainly in the morning hours. That's from that warm front pushing in from the west. It doesn't progress through the region. In fact, we'll only slowly moderate temperatures into the upper teens by Friday. The weekend looking a little bit better. Saturday, 20 wonderful degrees. And on Valentine's Day, not so lovely, but you know what? That's okay. Maybe have somebody special next to you. 32 by Monday. So by and large, both of those snow systems, none of them look like a big deal, but we'll continue to improve temperatures slowly over the week.
There you go, 32 by the end. A little snow for those snowmobilers.
You bet.
Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
All right, the apps that are helping